update. Now you can get 10 free email issues when you sign up for email at dearbusinesscoachpodcast.com. Discount codes, early access, exclusive content, the magazine, and access to the VIP page. Dearbusinesscoachpodcast.com. Deyvis Bebicaci, is that how I pronounce your name?
Bebicaci, yeah.
Bebicaci. Okay. All right. So I actually would love to read to you your profile. And so, what I know about you is that after 25 years of entrepreneurial experience in various industries, I founded Synergy Consulting. Okay. And as
Right.
an executive consultancy and coaching service firm to assist purpose-driven leaders. So we were just chatting about that a little bit. And companies in launching, growing, scaling, or transforming their business, humanizing their corporate culture and coaching their top leaders. I'm an ICF accredited executive coach, as you say, and a certified leadership trainer, helping ambitious and visionary leaders redefine their vision of success and create an inspiring impact on their life and the performance of their company. So there's a mission statement here. I really love this bio that you have because I can read it and it delivers a lot of your uh, uh, backstory, your methodology. There's some vocabulary in here that is interesting to me for what you're talking about here, human oriented, sustainable economy. These are some of the things that I'm picking up from further down in your bio. So, will you please tell me how you introduce yourself?
Okay. No, like if I had to introduce myself, I am an executive coach and leadership trainer for let's say high achievers, corporations, or successful businessmen who reached a stage in their life where having achieved success start to wonder. There's this very common trick that they wake up at 3 a.m. in the night, wondering like, is this it? Like, okay, what now? Like, I have achieved, and that's exactly what happened to me, like about 10 years ago, where I ticked all the boxes of my bucket list that I made when I was a student, and I said, okay, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that, I want to achieve that, and arrived at a certain age in my career, I've achieved it all. And that's exactly the question that was looping in my mind, saying like, okay, what now? Like I have achieved professional and financial success. What comes next? So am I fulfilled in life? Is this all that is about? And that's where my second life journey started. When you start inquiring what's after success, and this is actually what I enjoy, what I'm passionate about working with successful businessmen, is finding their real purpose, their higher self. Why are they doing all their achievements? Like what is behind that? So, and this is how starting. This is the starting point from where I started also assisting big corporation. I am a very big fan of Simon Sinek, who's a leadership trainer, and who starts like who became famous with his TED talk about what's your why. Like, why are you doing this? Like, people don't buy what you do; they buy why you do it. So this is the starting point of a whole consultancy project that I created to myself. That's why I say like humanizing uh, the uh, the corporate cultures of multinationals or big companies. I have worked with Google, with Airbus, with Unilever, with Pfizer, like some of the global companies, and and yeah, trying to align the seniors executive leadership with the corporate purpose and the corporate culture. And yeah, the reason the question behind it is why? Why are you doing all this? And as we know, business is created by people, is financed by people, is managed by people, and is sold to people. So, as Simon was saying, if you don't understand people, you don't understand business. So this is where I'm coming from and what I do today.
Update, update, update. Now you can get 10 free email issues when you sign up for email at dearbusinesscoachpodcast.com. Discount codes, early access, exclusive content, the magazine, and access to the VIP page. Dearbusinesscoachpodcast.com. Right. Right. Some people think maybe I should go into psychology first.
Well, I think that psychology should be one of the lessons taught in all degrees of college.
Well, they think, they say they, meaning who is they, when I've been sitting in a class or when I've been sitting in a business school class, we do cover this a little bit, and that's some of the background for this podcast is that I did go to school for business, but that doesn't mean that I really understand a whole lot. Right? I want to know from you in the real world what's going on in your day-to-day actuality. And I have a perception about this idea of why. I think that when you're talking about a large organization, you said Airbus, you said Unilever, you said Google, and I cannot really put my finger on what on earth would someone who's say the CEO of Unilever or an executive in sales for Airbus, what do you mean why? I come here to create economy for the people around me and I come here to create life. So something that's reliable. It's probably one of the first answers I would expect. And lo and behold, one of the things you say in your writing in your bio is sustainability. Is that an actual why for some leaders?
Sustainability is the outcome. It's not really the
Okay.
why, let's say. Like the why, we are, I don't know, since a couple of decades, we entered, in the startup economy, where most of the startups pitch to venture capitalists, private equities to raise funds. And this is also something I assist with some startups. And what investors want to see in the first stage of your pitch is what is the problem that you're trying to tackle. And the second
Mm-hmm.
thing that they want to see is how you're going to tackle it. Like, what is the background and the values of the board of directors? Who's going to lead this company? So, what I'm saying is, like, in my personal experience, I was in college in the 90s. And in the 90s, I've graduated from one of the best business schools of France, and the program of the business school was all about finance, economy, marketing, sales. So there was absolutely nothing about human resource, about corporate culture, about psychology of sales or whatever. So the idea was you need to be the best and you need to be better than others. So this was the whole point that was driven economy. But if you look at the new generation today, all the recruiters will tell that the tendency has totally changed. Is not the corporation that lead the recruitment process today. It's the candidates. It's the candidates saying like, okay, I'm gonna think if I want to work in your company. But first, tell me, what are the values of your company? What are you trying to achieve? What's your why? What's your purpose? What are your sustainability criterias? What is your ESG policies? Like, so the tendencies has completely changed, and people today don't want to work just to make profit anymore and destroy the planet by doing it. So this is the sustainability about it. Is like having solving a problem to help people achieving something, and in the meantime protecting the environment in which you're doing that. So and that requires as much soft skill as it requires hard skill. And when we talk about hard skill, we're talking about emotional intelligence, about a purpose-driven culture, about humanized leadership, like trying to retain people not only by the salary, but also by the values of the company, by a feeling of belonging. Otherwise, every time a new company will offer you a couple of grands more in salary, like the person will leave if he's there only for the money. So you need other things to retain talents in your companies.
Yes. You, do you think that you can develop, because it sounds like there are two phases for the sake of our interview today, that I can look at your career path, right, where you were all hard skills maybe, and now you're maybe but looking at soft skills, to say it in a real base way. But do you think you can learn those things together? Do you think if I'm a younger generation coming in to my business acumen, can I develop those two things together?
Of course, you need to have the two together. You need to have the two together. But I've read recently a research saying that in the decision making process or in the leadership process, soft skill account for 80% and hard skill account now for 20%. Hard skills are very easy to learn. Soft skills are more difficult to learn because you have to personal development. You need to go inside of yourself. You need to analyze and scan your values and review them. And so yeah, hard skills today might be that's what you learn at college, hard skills, and
Mhm.
soft skills are what you learn at home, like from your family education, from your personal development work that you do, from the books that you read, from the character that you develop. So this is what soft skills are about, and of course, soft skills can be learned. And it's a pity that they don't teach it at university, except maybe in psychology university or something like that. But yeah, I think according to me, in the education system, they should teach both in college, and because they're becoming more and more important in the business world today.
Right. When I was in undergraduate school, I think that I was doing a negotiation exercise, and I feel like that was the closest thing that I could say I practiced to a soft skill. It was
Yeah.
really
Mhm.
terrifying, and we only spent like a day on it, maybe,
Mhm.
and I felt as though I needed a workshop. I think that the professor was doing a really good job with her exercise. And that's what it felt like, was an exercise. And I still think about that day in that class, and I think, I don't, I mean, could I reproduce that? Could I do that now? I don't know. I would need somebody to hold my hand. So this is an odd question, right? Is negotiation a type of soft skill?
Of course, because there is a balance to be found between your ethics in being honest in your negotiation, but at the same time, so many different skills like active listening, like NLP, neuro linguistic programmation. NLP is the art of reading the body language of someone. Like when you negotiate with someone in the communication science. Um, um, Probably 80% of our message is nonverbal. Only 20% of it is words. So there is so much more than what you say, but your posture, your active listening ability, your mirroring your person in front of you in order to put him in confidence, to make him feel safe. So these are all soft skills that you can learn.
Mm. So now, why do I want to think about this in terms of leading a large organization? Is it hard to communicate my why as a leader to a large group of people or a large audience?
It's not hard if it's clear in your mind.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're trying to make like a marketing exercise and saying, what do people want to hear? Then you got it all wrong. So that's where it's difficult. It's to be able to generate a communication technique to present it in a way that is the most appealing to the majority of people in the company. So
Hmm.
obviously, maybe some of them will not stick with that why, and they will leave. But that's fine. It's better to have all your employees sticking to your corporate value and
Hmm.
hiring people that will be totally aligned with your corporate culture and your why, and so that's an important exercise, but it's not always easy.
Hmm. Well, I'd have to be willing to look at it myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm. So what about your purpose transformation? What happened for you? Was it all at once you decided I need to make a change, or
No,
was it something else?
it was a very progressive process, and yeah, like it all started one morning when I wake up and after my shower in front of the mirror, saying like, okay, I'm in Monaco in my penthouse, like I'm gonna drive my Ferrari to the office, and so on. So I have achieved everything I want. And I did not feel that flame in me anymore, like after 20, almost 25 years, I did not find the flame in me, and I kind of achieved everything that I wanted to. So the whole journey started with the question: Is that it? Like,
Mhm.
what's now? And I have a friend, my best friend, who recommended me an executive coach, and I started working with that executive coach, and this is where I started discovering the importance of having a purpose in your business. Like for 25 years, I was working just to make money, just to make profit. Okay, there was like good um, ventures that I have to green energy, into energy efficiency, to save emissions of dioxide carbon and so on. Yeah, they were good, but um, I did not have another purpose inside of me rather than making money. And I realized that at some point that is not enough. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm saying it's not enough to be fulfilled. So I have a special retreat, like an executive retreat that I'm organizing in the south of France in between 15th and 18th of July, and it's called Beyond Success. I said, what is there after success? And and the real question is, what if your next success story was you? So discovering your true self in order to be fulfilled in any venture that you do in your life. It can be in finance, it can be in trading, as long as your venture or your success story is aligned with your personal purpose, then you can feel fulfillment. But if it's only for financial gain, at some point you're gonna hit the wall and say, okay, I'm there, but why did I do all that? Like, what's next? Is it just accumulating more millions? Is it like buying another six cars? Is it like another buying another mansion uh, in Malibu? Is it like buying another private jet, my third yacht, or like accumulation of wealth, fulfillment?
So what and so
Good.
what so was this something so is this a change in you that happened from somewhere inside of you, or were you by chance pleasantly influenced by friends or family or what?
And
It's right. Why would I just decide this isn't enough? Is this it? I
Yeah.
I see some similarities in myself when I think about, well, what is the point of everything? What happens at the end of the day? Who am I going to share this with? So I just wonder about the people in your life too that might have been around you while this change was happening for you.
Yeah, so first, it was my first executive coach. Like with him, I started really to work. He made me discover the purpose. He made me discover my ikigai. And after that, like for about a year, I really traveled around the world. I've met some motivational speakers at the level of Tony Robbins, but it was Mark Aseta. I've met some spiritual gurus in South America. I've met some mentors in Russia. So yeah, it's a combination of all the mentors that I have met in my life that helped me put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And after a while, I realized that okay, this is what I faced. I've been blessed in being able to find my purpose after 25 years of entrepreneurship, and my purpose. The real sentence in my mind was the universe gave me everything I wanted for 25 years.
Mm,
So it's time for me to give back now. So that was the whole point of my career transformation. So when I see how much it impacted my life and the way I wake up in the morning, my general health, uh, 15 years younger in a few months' time because I've
mm,
changed all my life, all my daily routine, like going from managing three companies, being in the planes and hotels and working 16 hours a day. So I was feeling the slave of my work and not the work being the result of my purpose. So when all this changed, yeah, since then I've been doing, let's say, maybe a couple of trainings every year since 2017. I've been doing trainings in neuroscience. I've been doing trainings in Berlin in an institute called the Presencing Institute that teach about embodiment, which means we have two brains. We have the brain that is in our head, and we have a brain in our stomach that is called the gut brain. And
mhm,
how do you solve problems when your brain is blocked, that you can't find the solution of a problem? Generally, there's this very funny trick that people say: if you're blocked on a problem, just leave it, go walk half an hour in the nature, don't think about it, come back to your desk, and then you'll find the solution. Why?
mm,
Because you quieted your mind and you opened your gut intelligence. So there is an institute in Berlin called Presencing Institute that teaches that is absolutely fantastic. Then I've
mm,
made I'm really fond of psychology, so I went to London to make a training about the Jungian shadow work. So we all have shadows inside of us that we're trying to deny, and how embracing them and making peace of them and accepting them completely changes our metabolism, our mindset, our way of thinking, our health, our productivity, and everything. So, and especially the quality of the relationship with the people around us. So, we're not triggered by our fears or traumas anymore, but we come from a place of compassion and open heart. So, so I love, and I think that there is no, I'm not a specialist, because I don't think there is one technique or one theory that is able to transform people, but it is the combination of a holistic approach using spirituality, using business, using purpose, using the Japanese culture of the ikigai. Ikigai is the Japanese definition of purpose, the meaning of life, and yeah, mixing up all this knowledge, ancient knowledge from ancient civilization, modern science, spirituality, science, like medical science, in order to improve your health. Uh, and yeah, so the picture is very easy. Most of people talk about that, but it's like body, mind, and soul. When those three areas are aligned, then you are living in the flow of your purpose.
Hmm.
And this is
Yeah,
what I
I
talk about. Hmm.
this is where you have brought in the expertise that you have experienced, and that is really important that you're sharing
Hmm.
these experiences that you've had, and personally you are doing this work now. So you actually are, it feels like you're inviting people along on an experience or an introspection.
Hmm.
That's very unique. That's very unique. It does not feel packaged. It does not feel like I am.
No, yeah, exactly. I don't have a product. Yeah, of course, on
Mm,
my website, I have areas of leadership, corporate strategy in human resource, or executive coaching topics that I see that most of my clients have. So I kind of try to create some products, but otherwise, I think that everyone is unique and everyone has unique background and unique past, unique traumas, unique skills, unique sensitivities, and that you can't standardize personal development.
mm,
So one of the best skills that I had to develop was really listening, was really feeling the people and understanding the people in front of me, and see which technique or which ancient wisdom or which science I can use at which moment to unblock some limiting beliefs, some patterns, some pain, some sorrow that they have, or some blockers that they have inside of them.
right. How do you how do you get someone the details they need to make a decision to come to your retreat? Is it something where I need some do I need some sessions with you first? Should I do some exploring on my own first?
No, like at the moment, we started the marketing of a retreat in the south of France in on 15th of January.
Mm,
Uh, and no, you don't need any specific requirements. The only thing you need is the curiosity to see what's next.
mm,
Like if it resonates as a businessman with you saying like, oh, that's exactly my case. Like I've done so well business wise, but when I come home, I mean something is missing. I'm not really happy. I'm not really fulfilled. And if that resonates with you, obviously we have during the retreat three practitioners, two colleagues of mine, like one that is specialized in epigenetics, DNA activation, anti-aging, and biohacking expert with me since 30 years. Like she has been consulting former French presidents, and so that level of knowledge in terms of the body and the health. Yeah, obviously myself with the references and the experience that I have with very high achievers, and also it's a bit tricky, but I also wanted to invite a healer, and she's an 81 years old woman, Russian woman. Uh, she's not a cuckoo because
mm.
she has spent the first half of her career as a cardiologist in the national hospitals of Russia.
Wow.
So she has a background of doctor, cardiologist, so she knows perfectly how the body works. But she discovered also at some point in her career the spiritual gifts that she had, and she's an energetic healer at the moment, and she's absolutely outstanding. She puts her hands on you for the first time that she sees you. She looks at you, said, "Oh, I feel that you didn't overcome your trauma of your big car accident."
Oh,
And the person is like, How do you know that? How
Mm.
do you know that I had a big car accident like 10 years ago? So, so
Wow.
this
Wow.
is the kind of yeah, like it can sound a little bit cuckoo, but no, like coming from a person that has been a cardiologist before, that is very down to earth and that has a very good degree and is really skilled in science, makes
Mhm.
it more weird. But, but there is this aspect of spirituality of the there are billions of people on this earth, especially in Asia. System health, health system is based on prevention and not on healing. So, and in terms of prevention for them, the energetical meridians that we have in our body are as important as the organs, the physical organs that we have. So it's a combination between energy and and um, and matter and like the physical organs that we have. So this is also the whole point of the mixing ancient wisdom and knowledge from Maya civilizations, from Chinese civilization, from ancient Russian civilization, with the latest technology of modern science, and also the peak discovery on the human brain. So on psychology. So when you mix up all together and that you offer that in a totally professional setting, um, um, that is how we sell it. Mhm.
Well, and it sounds relaxing, as action packed as that.
It is like
It-
on the evenings we have some sound healing sessions.
mm,
As an entertainment, we have some art therapy. Like we just put like a painting of a frame blank to all the participants, and we guide them 3 hours into creating a masterpiece, even though they have no idea how to paint. So. So the
mm,
whole process is stimulating and activating hidden creativity skills that we have inside, connecting like the biggest problem of the clients I work with is that their brain and their heart is disconnected.
mm,
So two levels of intelligence like IQ and EQ, brain intelligence and gut intelligence, rationality and emotions, like all are disconnected because in order to be so successful, you must have faced so many challenges, so many traumas that as a warrior, you created yourself an indestructible armor. And the
mm,
whole point of this work is to be able to take off this armor and to reconnect the brain, the IQ with the EQ.
mm. That's a really good analogy and a very good use of vocabulary, some verbiage. I like that. You have created this armor as a warrior.
Mhm. Yep.
Mm.
But there's a point where when the war stops and you win the war, you don't need to wear the armor anymore.
Mm.
You just take it off. But we have created in our brain so strong defense mechanism that we can't take the armor anymore. And it affects all the other areas of our life. Like when we need to be vulnerable, when we need to be weak in a relationship, when we need to be compassionate, it's very difficult because we learned only to be hard, only to be strong. And when I teach um, the magic of vulnerability to senior executives in big companies, at the beginning they're shocked.
Mm.
Said, no, no, like I can't be vulnerable towards my team. Of course you can, and
Mm.
and it will make you a better leader. If you are like a machine programmed only to win, you remove all the emotional part that makes you human. You become like a fighting and winning machine. So the people don't connect to you as a human being. They connect to you as a robot that wins, a winning machine. So and that disconnects the human relationship that we can have with others. And you know that uh, this is the most important thing in life. Like you probably heard about the longest research of Harvard that lasted about 85 years on thousands of people, saying what does the people make the happiest in life? That was a
Hmm.
research for 85 years on thousands of people, generation from generation. And the answer was not money, was not success, was not fame, was not family, was not. It was the depth of the connections that you have with your relationships. This is what makes you happy. And if in order to be successful, you cut this, well, it's not surprising that people can't be happy when they achieve. Like they say that success is very lonely. You feel yourself very lonely once you succeeded. Why? It's because you cut what makes people the most happy, which is the connection, the human connection with other people, because we created an armor. So this is the whole point that I'm trying to teach to my clients.
I actually, you're reminding me of something that happens for people and myself too when I started thinking about learning about different traditions and religions around the world, just being able to think about the different ways to approach something, the different ways to identify something for yourself is helpful to figure out how to talk to yourself about what it is you're seeking, right? So, and also I think that when you're talking about speaking to leaders, um, you can be an impact, you can be impacting so many people in a large organization, and yet I am hearing you talk to people who want to be this kind of leader, who are interested in experiencing human connection and the development of that from within your immediate uh network. Is that helpful? Does something happen to you if I come to a retreat like this when I'm around other folks who have a real mission for purpose? Does that do something for me when I come back, right, to have exposure to other folks who are also on a journey like this?
Of course, of course. First of all, there is the dynamic of the group. In the dynamic of the group, the sum of the energy, the focus, the experience of the people uh, in the retreat is much higher. Um, 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 Sorry, it's the definition of synergy. The sum of the people is is lower than the result that you obtain. The final result of the retreat of being all together is higher than the sum of the individual skills that you have in the audience. Because when you share with other people, you see that you are not the only one feeling that. We
Mm,
talked about the loneliness of the high achiever, that they feel that they can't share this with anybody. So
mm,
when they see that other successful leaders are in the same situation, first of all, there is a sense of relief. Oh my God, I'm not the only one. And then there are exercises that when you do in a group are much more powerful than when you do. But in any case, during the retreat, in the mornings, we have always group sessions. And in the afternoon, we have individual sessions with each of the participants that are very personalized and custom made because not everyone needs to work on the same topic. And because our retreats are for very high achievers that generally have seen it all, they already had some executive coaches, they already have their personal doctor, they sometimes have their spiritual leader, whatever. But when they find everything in the same environment, and when they manage to connect the dots and to put the pieces of the puzzle together, that's when the magic happens.
Mm. I am so glad that you actually shared your background, and I know that you know that's no secret to to giving people a feeling for your purpose and why are you doing this. And I can also tell that you are fully interested in personally the journey itself. That's kind of a strong tell, right? Is do I think that you're on the journey too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And the journey never ends. Like
Mm.
I am an eternal learner, and the more I learn, and the more I want to transfer this knowledge to other people. So
Wow.
this is my mission.
I thank you so much. I feel like I've kept you a few minutes longer. I want to ask you, what is the best way to get enrolled in your retreat?
Follow my social networks. You can follow my Instagram, that is named The Leaders Coach. Um, and you can also follow my LinkedIn, where I post all the details about our retreats, about the different topic on leadership, the new breakthroughs that I come, like my sharing my thoughts. So you can follow everything through my social media.
Oh, good. Okay. And breadcrumbs. I like that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah. So Deyvis Bebicaci, and that's Deyvis hyphen Bebicaci on LinkedIn. And you said the leaders coach on Instagram.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, well, good. Okay. And you know what? I will probably want to follow up with you some more to see how this summer goes. And so that's in July, and your marketing opens in January, which will be about now for those who are listening.
And thank you very much for having me. It was a great pleasure and great honor, to share this with your audience.
I love it. I'm so appreciative. Well, I will talk to you again next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Bye.
Bye bye. You've been listening to the Dear Business Coach podcast. My name's Elizabeth Walker, producer and host. Don't forget to subscribe to email. Thank you so much for being here, and find one thing today to move your business forward. Contact me at dearbusinesscoachpodcast@gmail.com. And as always, you are a superstar.